She was always quiet, not because she had nothing to say, but because nobody listened. In that village, silence was mistaken for weakness, and weakness was treated like dust. They did not know that silence was where she hid her strength. They did not know that the day she spoke would change everything. There lived a young girl named Amina. She lived in a small village where everyone talked at once and nobody listened. Amina was different. She spoke softly. She walked gently. She watched carefully. When elders argued, she stayed quiet. When children mocked others, she looked away. When adults shouted, she lowered her head. People noticed, and they judged her. "She is dull," they said. "She is too quiet," they laughed. "Oh, she has no sense." Amina heard every word. She just didn't reply. At home, life was not kind either. Her mother had died years ago. Her father worked the land until his hands cracked. 2 younger brothers depended on her. Every morning, before the sun woke up, Amina swept the compound, fetched water, cooked thin porridge, tied her brother's slippers. Then she walked to school, barefoot, quiet, invisible. School was loud. Children shouted answers. Teachers praised bold voices. Amina had answers, but her hand stayed down. Once she raised it. Her voice shook. Before she finished her sentence, laughter filled the room. "Speak up! Do you even know what you're saying?" That day, something changed inside her. She decided silence was safer, so she swallowed her words. She swallowed her ideas. She swallowed her pain. But silence is heavy, and when secrets enter silence, it becomes dangerous. One afternoon, on her way home, Amina took the long path, the quiet path. As she passed the old store near the forest, she heard voices, angry voices. She stopped. Her feet froze. She hid behind a tree. 2 men stood there. One was the village treasurer. The other was a stranger. Money exchanged hands. Whispers followed. "By tomorrow," the treasurer said, "the records will be burned." Amina's heart pounded. Her hands trembled. She understood. Food meant for the village. Aid meant for children. Money meant for widows. Stolen. Her breath caught. She wanted to run. She wanted to scream. But silence wrapped around her throat. She went home. That night, she did not sleep. The next day, the village gathered. An announcement. The chief spoke loudly. "There is no food aid this month," he said. "The government failed us." People cried. Mothers wailed. Men cursed the skies. Amina stood at the back. Her chest hurt. Her secret pressed down on her. She knew the truth. But truth needs a voice, and her voice had been trained to hide. That night, her youngest brother cried from hunger. Amina held him. Tears fell silently. Something broke inside her. The elders gathered again the next morning. Arguments rose. Blame flew. Then Amina stepped forward. People gasped. She never did that. Her legs shook. Her mouth felt dry. Her heart screamed. She spoke. Slowly, softly, but clearly. "I saw what happened." Silence fell. Even the birds seemed to listen. She told them everything. Where, when, who. The treasurer's face drained of color. People whispered. The chief stood. "Is this true?" he asked. The treasurer tried to laugh, but his hands shook. Guards were called. Truth stood, loud. The stolen aid was recovered. The treasurer was removed. The village breathed again. People looked at Amina differently. Not with laughter, with awe. Her teacher knelt before her father. "She is wise," she said. The chief nodded. "Silence is not emptiness," he said. "Sometimes it is depth." Amina did not become loud. She remained gentle. But her silence changed. It was no longer fear. It was choice. And when she spoke again, people listened. because the quietest voice had saved them all. Never mistake silence for weakness. Some voices are quiet because they are carrying truth. The village breathed again. But breathing did not mean peace. Not yet. That evening, Amina walked through the village square. People stepped aside for her. Some smiled, some nodded, some whispered prayers under their breath. But not every face was soft. Amina noticed the quiet looks, the ones that stayed too long, the ones that did not blink. She felt them on her skin, like heat before rain. At home, her father sat outside longer than usual. He did not speak much. He only watched the sky. When Amina sat beside him, he placed his hand on her head. "My daughter," he said slowly, "truth is a strong thing." Amina listened. "It can heal," he continued, "but it can also wake sleeping snakes." Amina swallowed. She understood. That night she lay on the mat again. Her brothers slept peacefully. One turned and smiled in his sleep. Amina watched them. Her chest tightened. She had spoken to save them. She had spoken to save the village. But now, she wondered what she had awakened. Outside, the night was quiet. Too quiet. Days passed. Food aid returned. The storehouses opened again. Children ate properly. Women laughed more. Men argued less. On the surface, the village was healed. But beneath it, something shifted. Amina noticed that some people stopped greeting her. Not because they hated her, because they feared her. She had seen something. She had spoken. That made people uneasy. At school, her teacher watched her closely now, not with worry, with protection. When Amina spoke in class, everyone listened. When she raised her hand, no one laughed. But Amina did not raise it often. She chose carefully because she had learned something important. Speaking once is bravery. Speaking always is danger. One afternoon, as Amina fetched water, she felt it again. That feeling, like someone watching. She turned quickly. Nothing. Just trees. Just dust. Just wind. But her heart did not calm. That night, as she prepared to sleep, she heard footsteps pass their house. Slow, measured, not the steps of children, not the steps of neighbors, adult steps. Amina sat up. She listened. The steps stopped, then continued, then stopped again. Her breath grew shallow. She did not wake her brothers. She did not call her father. She stayed still, silent. The footsteps faded, but sleep did not return. Amina did not become loud. She remained gentle. She remained observant. But her silence was no longer the silence of fear. It was the silence of awareness. She had learned when to speak and when to wait, because she now understood something most people never learn. That truth changes things. But it also attracts attention, some good, some dangerous. And as Amina stared into the darkness that night, she asked herself a question she had never asked before. What if speaking the truth was only the beginning? The next morning, Amina woke early. Before the birds, before the sun, she stepped outside. The village was quiet, too quiet. Then she saw it. Footprints, fresh footprints, right outside their door, leading away toward the forest path. Amina's heart dropped. She stared at them for a long time. Then she whispered to herself, "They are still here." She turned back into the house slowly, very slowly. And for the first time since that day, Amina was not sure if silence would protect her again. Never mistake silence for weakness. Some voices are quiet because they are carrying truth, and some truths, once spoken, cannot be taken back.